Hello, everyone. Welcome to our Hunter the Reckoning Chronicle, In My Heart's Blood. This is episode 5, our finale episode, Hope Springs Eternal. So let's meet our hopeful hunters, starting with Avery.
Hey, what's up, everybody? It's me, Avery, at Averydaboi on all the social media platforms. I'm a partnerships manager over on the Rolling Nomads. You should check us out over there. But today, I am going to be playing Herr Dr. Manfred Manny Obergefell, the Inquisitive Creed Hunter.
Hello, everybody. I'm as I was on the social media because I think I'm funny. This is a finale, so I'm the operations manager at Rolling Nomads, and today I will be playing JJ, who is inquisitive, who is vengeful, but is unfortunately also within blood.
Hi, I'm Luna, or Druid by Night. You can find me at Druid by Night on TikTok, Blue Sky, and Twitch. I'm the social media manager over at the Rolling Nomads, and this time zone I will be playing Leoni Beck, the Underground Creed Hunter.
Hello, I'm Astros VTuber. You may call me Astro or Michael. My neck is bleeding for some reason, but anyways, I am going to be playing Halcyon today.
Hello, everybody. I am the Azure Butterfly, Azure for short, or simply Rachel, variety streamer on Twitch, and also the production coordinator over on the Rolling Nomads. And this time zone, I'm going to be playing Xanthopy Zan Winters, the Martial Creed Hunter.
Hello, everyone. My name is Gilbert Ramos, aka at Ramos the Nomad. Everyone on the social media. I am CEO and founder of Rolling Nomads, and tonight I have the pleasure of being Luca Wolfenbarger, the oath-driven, faithful Creed Hunter.
Very good, Ramos. And I'll remember to do this for the finale. Hi, I'm Huddy. I'm your storyteller this evening. As always, this is a Hunter the Reckoning 5th edition actual play. We've gone over our safety and consent, but please check in with yourselves as your well-being is important to all of us who are playing. All the content warnings for this game will be down in the description below. So if you all are ready, let's return to Berlin, almost exactly where we left off in the last episode. We begin tonight with you, Halcyon. You don't know how long ago your neighbor took you. Took you away from your apartment, away from the building, away from Berlin, away from the reality that you've always known. Where she took you isn't beautiful, it's not a utopia, and yet, it kind of is. This place looks like the Spreepark, the abandoned amusement park you've been to dozens of times, if not more, but it's twisted, more decayed, more liminal. The benches and food stalls are melted and rusting, the trees are dead and entangled into defunct rides and discarded souvenirs, and the Ferris wheel that always seems to be in your eyeline, no matter where you roam, has a roaring green balefire at its base that never seems to dull or give off heat, no matter how close to it you get. And of course, there's the mirrors, everywhere. Outside, inside, above, below, there's a mirror to be seen. Here, you are more attuned to your senses than you've ever been. It's like someone unlocked a fount of creativity within you, and you feel more alive than you thought was even possible. You spend your days, if you can even call them that, painting, sketching, drawing, and musing. Your host, the one pretending to be your neighbor, tells you to call them Lou, and you give a performance for them every day during their many, many tea ceremonies. While they curl their prehensile tongue around pristinely white sugar cubes and swallow them down with large gulps of tea, you speed draw or throw handfuls of paint against a massive canvas for their delight and pleasure. And you're not alone here with Lou Halcyon. You are not the first to receive the patronage of whatever Lou is. There's a beautiful young woman here with dark hair and bright eyes who plays the violin with such grace and skill you sometimes sit beside Lou at her tea table to watch Katarina perform, dancing barefooted, never missing a note or a flourish. And it is here we join you, Halcyon, in the room Lou granted you, grand and spacious, but still with that hint of rot in every corner. You are sketching Katarina mid-performance, focusing on the curvature of her dress, and it sways and flows with the music. And you hear her ask, "Is that me?" suddenly in the room with you.
Yeah, it's not done, but it technically is.
And she covers her eyes when you say it's not done. Is it bad luck to see it?
No, it's not. It's just I haven't got the colors right yet. So there's that. But I mean, you could see the work in progress, then you'll see what the final product is. Then you'll see the difference.
She bends down and looks very carefully at the picture, and she says, "Are you nervous, Halcyon? Your hands, they shake.
No, not nervous. Just thinking. Recalling. I want to remember the sound. Do you have your violin with you? Could you possibly play?
And as if, now, you don't feel any, how could I put this? You don't feel magical here. You just feel more authentically yourself than you ever have, let's put it that way. But there's a magic to Katarina, and she holds her hands out, and she simply has her violin and her bow. And she says, "Which tune would you like me to play? Lou is very fond of green sleeves."
Well, what are you fond of?
And the question takes her aback, and she sort of gets a faraway look in her eye before snapping back. "I would like to play green sleeves for you."
Sure. Let's do that.
And she does. And it is, of course, as beautiful and elegant and awe-inspiring as her music always is. And she dances around your room, around you, as she does it.
I kind of now switch brushes, start mixing different colors on the palette and melding them together. And instead of just painting the sky, this multicolor, it almost as if this color itself is glazing into the outlines that I've already drawn of her skin, of her hair, of the violin, of her dress. All of it's kind of bleeding in and out because that's what I can feel, that's what I can hear, that's what should be on the canvas. And that's at least what I think should be on the canvas as I continue going through it.
As Katarina stops her song, she looks over it again and smiles, and she says, "You are drawing this for Lou, right? Not for you, Halcyon."
I kind of snap out of it a little bit. Yeah. Lou will enjoy this. A little bit of both of us, don't you think?
And she sort of frowns, and she gets down on her knees, sort of to your side, still looking at it. "You should be very careful that you never do anything that doesn't please Lou."
I only do what I was meant to do.
You remind me a little of someone who used to be here before you. Was here before I was. Their name was Polaris. They were a photographer. After a while, they started only taking pictures of things they thought that their father would like. So terribly did they miss their father. Lou didn't like that.
Well,
Lou didn't like that so much that she kicked Polaris out of this place, and he didn't last long on the outside. Turned to dust.
we would turn to dust if we go back to where everything is.
And she suddenly gets nervous at the conversation that she began and realizes maybe she shouldn't have. And she's like, I don't know. He was here a long time, so maybe it's because of that. I don't know.
Yeah. Maybe that's the thing that I'm recalling. Halcyon kind of recalls that feeling of eternal youthfulness when he was a ghoul.
Mm-hmm.
Before, and he's kind of just trying to mask his own fear with that. Like, maybe that's the idea of it. If I don't have this, then I might have outlived my time outside. And he just kind of right. This painting is for Lou, though. The colors, it's everything Lou enjoys.
And she smiles and she says, good. The bellfire is looking dim I've never seen it like that before. And of course, as I mentioned, no matter where you are, whether you're inside or outside, you can see the Ferris wheel and that bellfire. It would be inexplainable unless you experienced it yourself. And you look anywhere in the room and you can see the Ferris wheel in sort of like out of the corner of your eye, and you notice that it is indeed dimmer than it ever has been.
Yeah, I've never seen it like this.
I think we do even better, bigger performances. It'll make it bigger again, I hope. I don't know. I feel lose burden.
Well, if that's the case, why don't you keep on playing? Let me hear it a little bit more. I can capture the color a little bit more.
She smiles very brightly, and she begins playing again. And we're going to come back to the scene in just a moment. But outside of this fantasy, the reality is much harsher. Leoni, you're bleeding severely from a stab wound to your arm. If you don't deal with this quickly, you're going to not only keep accumulating damage, you're going to bleed out. You look to your cellmates. Luca is chasing after the downed changeling Nastinka, a flamethrower in his hand. Manfred's hand is shaking. He's holding a gun he just used to kill a human being, one of them who stabbed you. His eyes are distant, and he is very clearly in shock. Xanthipp's focus is on their scope, as all of you just heard the devastating sound of a howling wolf. And JJ, you have broken a crucial tenet, a conviction you have always held. You took a human life. You frenzied out of fear and hunger, and you tore into this man with your unfanged teeth, ripping into the tender flesh of his neck to satiate your beast, and now he has bled out in your arms. Please give yourself 3 stains, and take us into JJ's state of mind as you hold his corpse still warm in your arms.
JJ has this man's throat in his hands and is openly weeping. Just no. I haven't messed up into heels. No. Please come back. Please don't be dead. Please don't be dead. And all he can see is that same look that was on Alyosha's face when Alyosha embraced him.
Mm-hmm.
But JJ would never subject anyone to that. But that thought does pass where maybe, just maybe, he could save him. But then the blood stops pumping out. And it's too late.
You may remove yourself to 1 hunger as you resisted feeding on him completely. Leoni, what are you going to do now? You see the state of everyone around you. We're going to get in Manny's mind in a second. But what you see that the 2 closest people to you are Manny and JJ, and they're both having a moment.
Hearing the howl and clutching her arm with blood pouring out of the wound, Leoni's going to, she's gonna first go to Manny and with her good arm kind of grab his shoulder and be like, we have to go. We have to go.
So Manny, take me into your mental state. Do you even hear Leoni? Do you even feel her shaking you?
I think for Manfred, all of the sensations of the earth around him and the sounds are just sort of a dull buzzing. I think the only thing that really feels real is how incredibly heavy this firearm is in his hand. And he's just staring down the barrel where that man's head was. And knowing that in that moment, in a very strange way, he was the hand of the universe for this man. All of his study of entropic theory, all of it, all of this heady nonsense came down to the 50-50 chance of pulling the trigger, that all of the data of this man's life was reduced to the 50-50% chance of him pulling the trigger. And all of this extraneous data, no matter how informative or preparatory worthy, sometimes it all just comes down to the 50-50 human factor.
So, Leoni, as you talk to Manny and grab onto Manny, he is not here at the moment. He is staring down at the man that he just killed, holding the gun, shaking a bit, but completely stoic. So, and as I mentioned, Xanthippe and Luca are farther away from you, so you need to take care of yourself in this moment. Do you have any dots in medicine?
No.
Make me a straight wits roll.
No, that's not bad.
You have to do something, or you're going to incur now another point of damage.
2 successes.
2 successes is enough for you not to incur any more damage. You are staying the bleeding enough, but you aren't actively doing anything to keep the blood from trying to force its way out, or find its way out, rather. So you're not going to take any more damage yet. Luca, you're chasing after Nastinka. And your intention is to burn her with your flamethrower, is that correct?
She's down now, correct?
She is face down. She has been shot. Yes. She's been shot with a high-powered sniper rifle.
Yeah. I think that Luca has to be sure. And, is going to set her aflame.
Okay. So, you may make me a... let's do composure and firearms roll.
That was 6 successes. However, I rolled a 1 on desperation die.
Excellent. Good. Hold on.
Cool.
To that. You hold the flamethrower out. You turn it on. You turn it on to begin burning her. But all the jostling, all the running, and the fact that this is not a what do you call it? A flamethrower that is not that you can unless you own a company for landscaping here. This is not like a standard flamethrower. This hasn't been checked. This is something that JJ has acquired on the black market and modified themselves. And so when you go to turn it on, it sparks, and you're going to take 1 point of aggravated damage as your left hand is going to be severely burnt and charred from just a failure for it to spark. And that's when you hear a massive thwomp sound, and I need you to make me a composure and athletics roll.
That is 5 successes.
Okay. You don't get knocked to your feet, or knocked off of your feet. But you see, standing in front of you is not a werewolf like from the old movies. It's not like Lon Chaney Jr. It is a woman with one cloudy eye who is about 7 feet tall, very gangly and long, with bits of fur sprouting from her hands and her arms, and her face is sort of very Neanderthalic, caveman-like. And her clothes are all stretched out. Xanthippe, you see this. It doesn't look like a wolf, but it doesn't look like a person entirely either. It looks like something in between. And they are standing in front of Nastinka's down body and Luca.
Yeah, so not knowing exactly the threat itself, she's kind of providing overwatch right now. She's going to aim for their leg. Mm-hmm. She's going to rack the bolt back on her sniper rifle, letting the cartridge pop out, and then let the new round pop in, and I think she's gonna pull the trigger.
Okay.
Kind of make it if it hits, hopefully it's gonna cripple her leg a little bit so that Luca can escape. If not, warning shot.
Make me a composure and firearms roll. Luca, Manny, and Leoni, even though you're bleeding, make me a wits and awareness roll. All besides Leoni, the other two need to roll a little bit higher because you're Having a mentee B at the moment.
Is this the other thing that I sensed with since the unnatural last session?
Yes.
Then I don't have to roll.
You are going to have to roll because you're having a mentee B at the moment.
Okay.
Can I have my desperation die?
Yes. Anytime you do anything that is in conflict, punching, shooting, doesn't matter to who, it could be just a regular person. If you want to punch some dude on the street, you can add your desperation dice to it. No. No. Leoni.
Only one.
Nope. None of you notice. Leoni, you're bleeding out, and JJ, you're like, I killed someone, and Manny's like, I killed someone, and I'm also having really high existential thoughts about it.
Is
Seven.
it possible?
Yeah, sorry, go ahead.
I was gonna say, is it possible to realize that Leoni is bleeding out as well? Because
Yeah, we'll get right to that.
Okay,
Don't worry about it. 7 successes. And you're aiming for her leg?
Mm-hmm.
Wow. Shoot her in the leg. She screams. She goes down. The scream is guttural, loud. There's absolutely no way for Manny, Leoni, and Manfred not to notice it. But you just shot a werewolf in the leg with silver. Luca, what are you doing?
Luca is terrified, and
Well, you're about to be more terrified. I just need to know what you're doing in this moment between between when the shot goes out and when it hits.
trying again. Luca's here to kill monsters.
So your intention is to flamethrow it again.
To burn them, yes.
Okay. Excellent. Everybody, except for JJ. Composure and resolve. As you hear the horrific sounds of bones snapping, skin ripping.
5 on a crit.
I'm going to spend willpower because I don't trust it. 8 successes.
All right. So, Leoni, you are the only one to succumb to the delirium. You see this happen. You begin screaming, yelling. All of you can hear Leoni screaming, yelling. Luca, you also hear Leoni screaming and yelling. That's going to distract you for the moment as this creature begins to shift and change. Swinging back around to JJ. Now you have two options here, JJ. You see a werewolf here. You are intelligent enough to know that this might be... And again, as I mentioned, this werewolf has a cloudy, glassy eye. You can stop Leoni from running and possibly tearing her wound open further as she runs away screaming. Or you can attempt to stop Luca or Xanthepi from shooting it again. Those are your options. Or a secret fourth option that I don't know about.
The secret fourth option? I wish there was one. But there's nowhere to
leave.
Yeah, there's nowhere to run here. There's nowhere to hide. Because as JJ has said several times, we are not prepared to try and kill a werewolf. Like they're the monsters in the kindred closets. But once again, bad turn of phrase for Pride Month. But for JJ seeing Leoni screaming, that's gonna be what gets attention. So JJ's going to take and try and grab Leoni, so at least she can't see, and also try and put pressure on the wound and like.
Okay, you
grab
can only do sort of one thing at a time.
Yeah,
so
just
grabbing
like
Leoni's comes first. So strength and athletics versus Leoni's composure and resolve.
I'm gonna rouse the blood.
Your composure and resolve roll for that was 3. Is that correct? So we'll just leave it at 3. So you just got to beat 3. Luca, you're flame throwing. Is that correct?
Correct.
Okay, go for it. Another composure and firearms roll.
Gotcha.
Manfred, what are you doing?
Manfred. Can he see this werewolf clearly.
Mm-hmm.
I think Manfred will just shout at everyone, "Stop it! It's done!"
Okay.
And we'll start moving towards the werewolf, with under the assumption that this is his partner's sister.
Okay, so you're trying to get Luca to stop. Is that what I understand? Luca ends
I'm less worried. I'm less worried about the flamethrower, and I'm way more worried about the high-powered rifle.
Oh, okay. Then you can make me a charisma and persuasion roll, please. Xanthippi, what are you doing?
Manfred, can I see?
He's not very convincing. Luca is getting ready to flamethrow this thing. Manny is running towards Luca, and this creature is changing into a massive werewolf. What are you doing?
This is the hard one. Well, considering everything, we're going to take another shot, and we're going to try to make this one count.
Mm-hmm. Composure and firearms.
You'll so bad.
Swinging back around. JJ, what was your roll?
I'm at 2 hunger and I got a messy crit.
Mm-hmm. So, that's certainly enough to stop Leoni, and you're going to stop Leoni, you know, in a way that you really don't want to. You tackle her to the ground, you hold her down in a way that's extremely frightening, Leoni, and you've been under the thrall of vampires before, and that messy critical, you're not going to be able to help it. You're going to start sucking on her open wound.
Sad. Just like, I'm trying to help you.
Leoni, please take another point of damage as you're starting to get real woozy.
That's
You may
all
rem-
my superficial hold up.
Yep, you may remove yourself to 1 hunger. JJ. Luca, your roll, please.
I spent willpower again, just for the record, and 5 successes.
Mm-hmm. Well, this werewolf is fast. And you think now that the reason you didn't see her coming is because she has some ability of either jumping really high or jumping really far, or maybe both. But as you flame and that flame hits Nastinka as she was standing directly in front of her, you don't see the werewolf anywhere. But the werewolf does land directly behind you. Right in front of you, Manfred, as you're racing towards Luca. And you can tell, doing very little, that this werewolf is going to coup de grace Luca. I will allow, Manfred, 1 action from you that might deter her. And only 1. Because she rolled a brutal outcome.
Not that I have any hope that this will work, but Manfred will just say, "I can take you both to get healed. Ilva's at my house. I'll take you. Just stop this. Stop this right now."
You may make me one of 2 rolls here. You may try again with charisma and persuasion, or you can do something more drastic and make me a wits and athletics.
Those are both the same pool, and
Okay.
it is 2 dice, family.
And what
So-
did you roll, Xanthippi?
I rolled 3 successes.
Mm-hmm. Well, with her brutal outcome, you shoot, and she's gone before you can hit her. So you shoot the ground. Now, Stinka got a little crispy. She's now extra crispy, too. Okay. We're going to get right back to that. This is round 3, the last round before something happens. JJ.
Yes.
So you've sucked on Leoni's wound. She's looking real bad now. Do you have any dots in medicine?
I do.
You realize what you have done, and Leonie's eyes are sort of rolling around in her head. She's dazed from you knocking her down to the ground. She's got a lot of blood loss. I will allow...
Intelligence and medicine?
It would be a wits and medicine. Intelligence and medicine would be more for if you're like trying to figure out what's wrong with her. I think you know what's wrong with her.
I know. She got stabbed. I saw. It's fine. Okay. Wits and medicine.
You're like, what is a stab
I roused
wound?
the blood. Yeah. What is a stab wound? I have one. It's fine.
And Leona, you have no dots in medicine, right? Okay.
I do not.
Okay.
Oh, that's 4 successes on my 4 dice.
Okay, so please describe to me, before something happens, what you do to stem the bleeding.
Given the knife wound situation that happened, JJ's probably got cloth on the shirt that's all fucked up. So basically rips it off and shoves it in. It's not going to be pleasant, but it's what we have as like a field kit. Everything else is in a bag somewhere that got dropped when we jumped the poor punk.
Mm-hmm.
So it's basically quick clotting and putting an extreme amount of pressure on it because JJ can do that.
Okay.
Because, yeah.
Now, you can't remove any damage, Leonie. You have to heal like a human would heal, but you're not going to take any additional damage. And as you're laying there and you saw JJ sucking on your wound, like, not to be gross with this analogy, but like a babe sucking on a teat, and now is healing you, or is attempting to stop the bleeding, you become very aware, Leonie, of extremely hot dog breath on your head. You look up, and it's like a dire wolf out of Game of Thrones.
Is it? I imagine it's snarling and looks very unfriendly.
Mm-hmm. Pretty much. A big glob of spittle just falls right on your forehead. And JJ, of course, you see it too.
I think JJ the whole time has just been like saying, "I'm so sorry, I'm so sorry."
Leonie's just looking up at it with her head tilted back and just like seeing her family.
Mm-hmm.
Replaying memories.
It doesn't do anything for the moment. Many, you roll... Or actually, I'm going to get rid of that. Xanthivi. You shoot wide, or rather your target leaves your area, and do you do it again? You pop out the shell and wait for it to load in again, you know, get in your scope, make sure that you are trained on the werewolf. And suddenly become very aware that there's something up in the trees with you. It's not a wolf. It looks sort of like the way this wolf looked like on the ground. Lugo, very long, elongated arms and overstretched legs, and looks like a young man with sort of messy dark hair. And he says, "No more shooting, please."
There's a cold chill that runs up Xanthipi's spine as she takes notice of this. She would have done a roll to kind of position herself towards
let's do
the
it.
voice.
Let's do it. Make me a dexterity and melee. And he's going to do something with his feet if he can. I gotta stop rolling brutal outcomes. I roll them a lot when I play werewolf and I'm getting sick of it.
Dexterity and melee.
What?
I'm a fan.
As a note, I was just doing a combat roll to turn towards him. But so if this is not an actual like action against him, does my desperation die still count?
Yeah.
No.
Okay.
Okay.
I'll allow it.
7 on a crit.
Okay.
No one's on desperation.
That's good. With another brutal outcome, though, he sort of is hanging onto the tree branches here. And as you turn around with your gun, with his feet, his hands hanging onto the branches, grabs onto the gun in between his toes and his feet, and he sort of flips it around and flips it right out of the treehouse. I said, "No more shooting, please."
Xanthippy's caught. There's not really too much he can do in this moment.
I mean,
now.
you can go fist for fist with him, but we'll get to that in a second. Manny, you rolled 2 successes. Yes. 2 successes, hearing you invoke the name of Ilva. Talia does lift you up off of the ground, Luca, by the throat, from the back. So by the back of your neck, lifts you up off of the ground. Of course, you don't know this is Talia. And holds you right up out of the air. What would you like to do while she does this?
Repel the unnatural.
Yes. Make me that roll, please.
It's
I was
always a
hoping
hit or
you'd say.
miss of
I
this.
was hoping you'd say that.
I know it doesn't matter, but there's 2 ones on the desperation dice.
Oh, it does matter. It does matter, and that's why I really wanted you to make this roll. So,
8
yes.
successes total.
So obviously the werewolf feels you trying to repel her, so she's going to take care of that problem, and she chucks you.
Sick.
Yeah. You're going to take 4 points of superficial damage as you land exactly against the tree where Xanthippe was. Manny, you're standing face... She has just thrown Luca against a tree. How badly injured are you, Luca?
I have 2 superficial that I can still convert to egg.
Okay.
I'm holding on by a thread.
So,
But I'm super impaired.
so's Leoni. Manny, you have just watched this werewolf chuck Luca against the tree, and she turns to you. She's massive. She's 11 feet tall. Steam is coming out of her nose and her mouth, and she's staring at you. And she can tell that she's struggling to speak in the form that she's in. And she just says one word. Ilva?
She lives with me. And Manny will spin the gun around and hold the grip out with the same marks that Ilva told him were werewolf marks in the handle. Your sister says we are kinfolk. There's no need to keep fighting.
She sees them with her one eye. She looks at it very carefully. She begins sniffing the handle of the gun. Then she grabs you by your lapel and pulls you very close, lifts you up slightly off of the ground, and begins smelling you all over. How does this feel, Manny, besides creepy?
Invasive, but in the sense of all things in the universe, Manny knows he's relatively small and powerless.
And as this is happening, Luca, you're dazed. You just landed back first into this tree trunk. And someone looks down over you, and he says, "Hey, man, shouldn't try and fight a werewolf. It's not a good idea."
Who the fuck is this? Who the fuck am I
He's
looking
wearing
at
a lot of
now?
canvas, and he has brown hair. And he's in general kind of dusty, dirty, like he spends a lot of time on the road. And this guy sort of pulls up his pants, like his pant legs a little bit, and he sort of squats down next to you, and he's like, "Got some painkillers, man. I was just at the pharmacy. You want something?" Look, I know, like, you know, that's rough, buddy, but definitely you see a werewolf, you run. You know that, right? They don't tell you that? They don't teach you that in school? Whatever fucking hunter school you come from.
God will provide.
Oh, you're a priest. Yeah. Okay. I have some wine.
I'm not taking anything from this fucking nut job. You're not getting me with a sugar cube, honey.
JJ and Leoni, this snarling dire wolf is huffing at you as if indicating you to get up and to walk. Obviously, if he's speaking to you, you couldn't hear it or understand it, but he's...
JJ is hoping he understands. I can't take pressure off the wound, or she will bleed out.
You think you watch this dire wolf roll their eyes.
Okay. All right. Just, Leoni, we're gonna sit up very slowly.
Uh-huh.
Okay, alright, then JJ's gonna kind of help her up and support her.
So, we dead? Am I dead? Is this it?
No, we just have to get you patched up and you'll be fine.
Awesome. And she's like on the verge of passing out.
Yeah. And there's sort of like this strange barking, but not quite barking, coming from this direwolf. He wants you to move. Or she wants you to move, I should say. Because she... because it licks the wound.
Yeah, she's so great. So understanding.
Yeah. She's Shadow Lord. Shadow Lords are obviously super nice.
Do you need me to pick you up?
Probably. I don't think I can stand.
Okay. And JJ's gonna try and gently, like, pick up Leoni without trying to make her wounds worse.
So when you go to pick up Leoni, the direwolf sort of steps in between the two of you and sort of starts snarling at you, JJ, to get the hell out of the way. Do you adhere to it or not? To let go of her wound.
She's injured. I can't let go.
You gonna buck up against the werewolf?
I'm going to try and persuade. Look, I know how she is. JJ's trying to be reasonable because he's an idiot.
Okay. So you try and persuade the werewolf to not do that, and the werewolf instead starts licking where your hand is, starts looking at the blood. It's nuzzling away your hand, trying to get you to move your hand.
Please don't hurt her. And JJ's gonna move the hand and kind of support the shoulder still. He don't have celerity. He don't have anything.
Mm-mm.
But the plan is, if something goes wrong, throwing himself in front of the wolf and hoping Leoni's death is swift.
As this wolf licks your arm, Leoni, you may remove 4 points of superficial damage, as she is using Mother's Touch. Not that you would know that.
The best ability.
Yeah,
Not that
what
I
if there's
would know.
another werewolf in this Huddyverse who has that ability?
Mm.
I don't know. But they're the best pack leader, though.
I've
It doesn't
heard.
replenish your loss of blood, so you're still incredibly woozy, but your wound is completely healed, and that's what you see, JJ.
Thank you.
And she immediately begins snarling and barking again, trying to get you to move.
Yeah, that's And JJ's just gonna kind of support Leoni with her blood loss wobbles.
Mm-hmm.
And I guess start to head towards the nearest member of the cell who looks somewhat okay, so I guess that would be Manny.
Yeah, right now Manny's being held up off the ground, being sniffed hard by this werewolf. Like, hard.
Just slowly mosey towards Manny. And look for an exit route.
Xanthippe up in the tree with this crazy guy, this wild and crazy guy up in the tree here. He points with his foot and his toe, and he says, get down now, please. Or do you want to fist fight? I've always wanted to fist fight in a tree.
Looking at your companions, I doubt that's going to go well for me. I'll... Sorry, Huddy.
Pinecones wants to
Xanthippe-
fist fight in a tree.
Xanthippe's just going to go. And, because the rounds with silver bullets are now over the fucking tree. So, yeah, we're getting down.
Yeah, he sort of messy kicked them somewhere. Messi is a soccer player. Sorry. Sorry, I saw the blank looks on the screen. Whoops. Okay.
Took me a minute.
I heard
Cristiano
Messi, not
Ronaldo?
Messi.
Is that better? Ronaldo, is he more well known?
I heard Messi.
No.
I'm like, yeah,
Stop it.
Michael knows what I'm talking about, right? Well, who's the British guy that like
You're
is
trying
an
to
old
play
hack?
cricket
Who's
in
the-
Dodger Stadium. We're not having it.
Who's the old British guy married to a Spice Girl who hasn't played soccer in 20 years? What the fuck's his
David
name?
Beckham,
There you go. There you
Jesus
know that
Christ.
one,
Sorry, I
right?
thought this was America.
You know that one, right?
You mean football?
Foosball? Yeah. Sorry. Okay, so you head down the tree. You pass by Luca down there at the tree, and you see there's this man sort of crouched over him. He looks like a regular person, a regular man. And he's sort of trying to convince Luca. He's like, hey, man, don't want to take any drugs from me. I get it. You're pretty injured, though. I just got to bring you over there. I got to bring you over there to where that dude's about to get his crotch sniffed. So I can drag you or I can pick you up. Either way, but I just got to get you over there, okay?
Let me help him. And
Yeah.
Xanthopy is going to move up to where Luca is and offer a hand.
Yeah, he'll take it.
And all of you gather to where Manny is finished being sniffed by this 10-foot tall werewolf. You see that you are joined by a man coming out of the tree who's like 7 feet tall and very gangly looking. A very large, direwolf-like wolf. A regular dude who just looks like he just, showed up here like, hey, what's going on, everybody? And of course, this massive Krynos werewolf. She puts you down and she says to you, Manny, she says, turn around.
Manny will do so, and while he's turned around, we'll reach in his pocket and grab about 6 of his pills and huck them down his throat.
Okay. And she drops down to her Hamid form. And she runs over to check on Nestinka. Now, you all are surrounded by, these people, as I've already mentioned. They've all sort of surrounded you. The friendly one, the one who looks like a regular guy, sort of goes, hi. Sorry to scare you, but you did shoot one of us. And he sort of winks at you, Xanthopy.
Yeah.
Don't do that.
You were threatening a friend of mine.
Yeah, right back at you, Slick. And we should have slaughtered all of you, but, the little lady back there is in charge, so we gotta do what she says. Follow her lead, if you will.
You're friends with somebody who drugs people and takes whatever.
It's a problem. We're trying to work her through it.
He spiked me.
And I am now a murderer, Xanthopy. And you are my friend. Unless you've reconsidered in the last few minutes. Then it seems we're all, what is the colloquialism, Father Wolfenbarker, that we are all made equal in sin.
I'm not sure that applies here. Doctor.
Warum nicht?
Because some of us were not made in God's image.
I think you struggle to understand what God might look like then.
Well, this is fascinating. But as someone who doesn't believe in God, we're just sort of in a holding pattern for a minute while we decide what our pack leader wants to do with you. She didn't kill you, or she didn't give us the signal anyway. So, good, congratulations. But, if you shoot one of us again with a silver bullet, I can't tell you what's going to happen. And that's not just, I'm not talking about us here. I'm talking about any werewolf, Oh, where are my manners? And he holds his hands out to you, Luca, because he's picking on you particularly. And he says, my name is Strider.
Luca is not taking his hand and is ready to just trigger repel the unnatural again. At the moment, anyone steps closer.
Okay. When you don't take his hand, he holds it out to you, Manny.
I'm also a fan of the works of Dr. Tolkien. And I'll shake his hand.
Yeah, sure. Yep. Totally know what you're talking about. He holds his hand out to you, Xanthippi. Shouldn't shake your hand because you shot my pack leader, but I will. I'm polite like that, unlike some people.
She'll take the hand and squeeze.
Holds his hand out to you, Leoni.
I'm really surprised you didn't kill us.
Me too. And he looks at you, JJ. He looks at you up and down. I've seen you around.
That's, I'm glad you didn't kill me any of those times before, then.
Not really my thing. He points at the gangly man. This is Talon. And he points at the direwolf. And that's Shadow.
Great names. Can I talk to you, my prospective future sister-in-law now, or am I supposed to stand here?
She'll give me the signal when she's ready. And he looks at you, Luca. I know you don't like us very much, but your friend here had a stab wound that Shadow took care of. Would you like her to help you out too, or are you just like extremely racist?
Don't touch me, monster.
It was pretty great.
No, it's okay if he's extremely racist. They'll get what they deserve.
Manny will pour a few of his pills into his hand and then reach out and take Leonie's hand and drop them into her hand.
Oh, hell yeah. And she will take them.
You hear the direwolf sort of make a noise, and Finley looks, he's like, Shadow says that you shouldn't take that if you've lost a lot of blood.
Oh. Too late for that now.
Guess so. I mean, if you guys take yourselves out, it's just easier work for us, you know what I'm saying?
You should probably sit down, Leoni, if that's okay.
You just gotta stay in the general area until I get the signal. It's just the way it works. You know what I mean? It's culture. It's a cultural thing. You wouldn't understand.
While we're standing here, Xanthippi is taking opportunities to kind of scan around the area, trying to see if she can see where her rifle fell.
Yeah, you can make me a wits and awareness.
Is it? Do you know, Strider, if she is the one making the sugar cubes, or if she's just handing them out?
You're asking the wrong person. I don't know anything about it.
Do I believe it?
You can make me a wits and insight.
Can I add my desperation dice?
Yes. Yes, Xanthippi.
Just 2.
No, you don't see it. Fuck.
Wow.
JJ's like, God, it took me forever to get those silver bullets. Fuck.
Forever. God. But while JJ is helping Leoni, like, over to, like, there's probably, like, you said it's like a theme park, so is there, like, at least some sort of dilapidated bench or something that's sittable?
There is, but they have you surrounded. They're not letting you. You have to sit right here on the ground.
Okay,
they're being real weird about it. Yeah, he's definitely lying.
Yeah, in that case, JJ's gonna reach into his pocket and turn off the jammer.
Mm-hmm. When you turn off your jammer, you realize that nothing here is still working. Your phone's not working.
Sick.
You're lying to me.
Seems like a wise thing to do with people who want to kill you.
I don't want to kill you.
Well, you might be the exception, but, you know, everyone can hear me. It's not like we're far away from each other. And we don't speak the same language, you know what I mean?
I need you to understand that I'm trying to help you. I'm trying to help Nastinka.
Well, you didn't help her by paralyzing her.
I also didn't shoot her.
Whatever's going on with these sugar cube things, Nastinka is a part of it, but she is, what's a good word for this? In indentured servitude. I think that's the polite way of saying it today.
Well, then we would like to kill her boss. There's no easy way to say it.
Okay.
That's what we are here for. That's what we are hunting, not you.
And you
For
see
Christ's sake, that one over there is about to be the aunt of my child. I don't want to kill you.
Oh god, Ilva's pregnant. What is it, catching?
I don't know what you mean by that, but probably that's how it works.
Her sister's pregnant too. Not that one, her other one.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what I said when she told me. Anyway, so eventually, Talia wanders her way back over there, and at you, Xanthippe, she's going to hit you. I will allow her werewolf compatriots to attempt to stop her. I think only Finley would try. I don't think Pinecone scares enough.
No, he's probably pouting about the lack of tree fist fight.
Yeah. He's probably like, oh yeah, hit her. So, you can make me a Dex Athletics.
Okay.
Or Composure Athletics if you want to tank it.
That's 9 with a crit total.
She's in her Hamid form. She rolled 4 successes. Yeah. So she swings and she swings wide. She's upset. You can tell that she's been crying. And she speaks to these other people in a language that none of you understand. Manny, you're extremely intelligent academic. You've heard all sorts of language from all different stems, language stems. You've never heard anything like this. It's guttural. It doesn't even resemble human language. Talia, I don't have time for this. We have to get back to the Sept. They're voting. You know that we're voting. We can't be doing this right now. And Talia's again continues to talk in this guttural language. And it's like, fine. We came here, we did what you wanted, but this is your mess and you have to take care of it. And Pinecone sort of puts up a little bit of a fight. And Finley says, do not, because Crack Teeth is not going to stay here. Don't. And there's an argument that breaks out in between the four of them. And eventually Finley says, or excuse me, Strider says, look, we're gonna go. Everybody, we're everybody gonna make a truce, right? We're not gonna kill each other. We're gonna get along. Some of us have better things to do than deal with a bunch of humans pretending to be hunters. Okay?
I was here for the vampires, not you.
Yeah, we know.
I came for whoever's been spiking people with these sugar cubes.
Yeah. Well, Talia will take you to the boss, as you called her. If you guys think you're so big and tough and you want to start ranking up with the rest of us, well, fucking take her out. But we're not losing more people to this. It ranks real low on our priority list.
So Talia's standing right there.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna make a choice. Before we go, does anyone have a cell phone that's working? I need to let Bertrand know I'm okay.
Talia. No. She's upset about nesting.
I know.
She sort of points in your face. And then she stops. And she takes out her phone. She holds it up to Bertrand's number and hands it to you. Their phones all work.
And JJ's gonna text Bertrand that he's sorry that I wasn't back when I said I was going to be. This is JJ. I'll see you tomorrow? ?
And she doesn't really let you decide if you want to say anything else. She hits the send button for you, takes it back. And Talia has words with Strider. You can tell that she is unhappy. But for whatever reason, Strider makes his point here, makes his stand here. And he says, before he leaves, he says, Talia, I'm voting for you. So you better fucking come back. and they leave. Talia doesn't really know what to do, what to say. She seems defeated, upset, said she's been crying. I need to get her into the freehold. Her body is damaged, but her spirit is fine. Her body can only be healed in the freehold.
You could take her to Elva?
No. No, she needs to go. She needs to go to a font of glamour. I don't expect you to understand the words that I'm saying, but I need to take her there.
Well, don't we need to understand what you're saying so we know where to take her then?
It was all in the documents that I showed you at the house. Glamour is what the fair is it, remember?
Yeah, but where is a font?
Somewhere, I assume, in the fairy world?
The entrance is inside the Ferris wheel. Talia picks up Nastinka and she says, if you think you're going to defeat Lou, then I guess I'll just leave Nastinka's body there to heal enough and take her back out and let you guys deal with it. Because you can't.
There has to be a way for us. Every story, there's a way to out-clever them.
This isn't a
There has
story.
to be a way. No, but if enough stories have links to them, a central thread is always rooted in truth. They are creatures that are consumed by their own ambitions. They're full of themselves. Anytime arrogance enters the equation, there's a chance for it to be exploited.
If it comes down to a fight, Manny was it? I'll try and get you out. For Ilva.
I don't want to fight her, I want to kill her.
You just saw 3 werewolves walk away from this fight. All of them as old, if not older than me. They don't want to fight her either. But sure, we'll kill her. Ah, you betcha.
There has to be a way.
There's ways of everything, Manny. But you're not gonna get what you want.
If you try sometimes, you just might find you get what you need.
She goes and she picks up Nastinka. I'll be at the Ferris wheel when you're ready.
Can someone help me up, please?
Yeah, no, heal. And JJ will go back, help up Leoni. They feed on Blammo. The only thing to do would be to cut off that supply. But I don't know how.
Well, what's the opposite of whimsy? Isn't that in the documents? Disbelief.
Science. Reason, explaining things. That's what fairies were made up for explaining things you couldn't explain. And enough people started believing in that they probably became a thing.
So we just bombard the freehold with technology and reason.
Maybe not that easy, but something. I think just on the way there very quickly, Manny will side up with the hair pastor. And he will just say very quietly to him, if you die in here, hair pastor, what happens to those girls who are doing the drowning? And he won't wait for an answer before he kicks his pace up.
As the 7 of you, including Talia and Nastinka, who's unconscious, and Crispy, gather in front of the Ferris wheel. Talia sort of takes a deep breath, looks around at all of you. Again, she only has one workable eye. She says, you need something of glamour to open the freehold, to open the trod. And she reaches into Nastinka's pocket and she pulls out sugar cubes. But these ones aren't black. These ones are white, and they shimmer, they shine, they're sparkling and beautiful. The most pristinely beautiful sugar cubes you've ever seen. Talia throws them on the ground, and the base of the Ferris wheel becomes a swirling, viscous, black, inky pool. And you watch her casually toss Nastinka in, and then jump in herself.
I'll go first.
I would have preferred a mushroom ring. And I'll go in. I'm close to death anyway.
Well, you're not bleeding anymore. That's the important thing.
JJ's waiting for everybody to get in.
Manfred will go next.
Now it's between the vampire and the priest.
Ready.
The doctor is right. I am needed elsewhere. But I will pray for you.
Didn't work for me, but good luck. And JJ will walk in.
I will, before JJ just takes a step, just hand over my rosary.
And that's where we will take our break. We're back after our little bio break and giggling in the break like we always do. All of the hunters, including Talia and Nastinka, have, Nastinka, unwillingly, she's unconscious, have jumped into the pit to go to the freehold of this fairy, changeling, whatever you'd like to call her, called Lou. Luca decided not to go. He did give his rosary to JJ, and as you're leaving the park, Luca, you are struggling, you're limping, you're labored breathing because you probably have a few cracked ribs at this point from being chucked by a werewolf directly into a tree trunk. And as you're walking the path, the long winding path away out of here, you do see something glinting in the bushes, not next to the tree, but nearby the tree. And upon further examination, you see that it is Xanthipp's rifle. Unless you'd like to take that home with you, like for protection.
It's good to see you're still listening. I will take up the rifle and begin the long limp back to the portal.
And you have your flamethrower with you. You have time, if you'd like, and we'll check back with Luca in a minute, if you would like to get anything out of JJ's van, like painkillers or cold compress pack that you could strap to yourself. Anything of that nature. Would you like to do that? It won't remove any of your well, I mean, it will remove some damage possibly, but not a lot.
Yeah, I'll love to go as quickly as I can hobble.
It'll be a little
to
bit.
grab some painkillers.
Do you have any dots of medicine?
Fuck no, honey, I'm a priest.
Roll me a straight wits roll. Well, I don't know. Pray it away. 2 successes.
I literally just typed in faith heal, Luca, in the chat.
2 successes. You may remove 1 point of superficial damage from whatever you're able to do inside that van. So while you're doing that, back inside Halcyon, you are giving your, again, I can't say daily, you sort of assume it's daily or something. There doesn't seem to be a day-night cycle here. But you're giving your performance to Lou. And Katarina is up on the dais with Lou. They're both having tea and sugar cubes, as is always what's on the menu. You never feel hungry or thirsty here. No food has been provided for you here, but it's not really a concern because you never feel the hunger. And you are speed painting currently the picture you are practicing to sketch of Katarina. And with your sheet, would you roll me a, let's do resolve and performance, please.
That is 7 successes.
Yeah, it was 7 successes. You very successfully create this painting for Lou with the vibrant colors and the beautiful brush strokes, and Lou is very pleased with it. And of course, when Lou speaks to you, it is with a deep guttural whispering that Huddy can't really do successfully and still have the audience be able to hear them. But she says, "You are a a fount of talent, Halcyon. We are so grateful that you decided to join us here.
It's my pleasure. I can paint again in here. And that's all that matters.
Yes, I took away your creativity just to give it back, so that you could be better than you ever were. Would you like to join us, Halcyon, for some tea while Katarina favors us with a song?
I'd love to.
And she refers to herself in the third person always. We, us, sort of a royal title she gives herself. And she pours you some tea, and of course with that prehensile tongue, plunges into this massive sugar bowl that she has, and she pulls out 3 sugar cubes, and she holds them over, and sort of waits for you to say how many you want.
3, like always.
And she drops all 3 in there before the tongue retracts into her mouth. And as the tongue retracts into her mouth, and Katarina hasn't begun playing yet, you see this strange look come over her face. Now, when I say her face, I'm being generous when I say that. She has a cylindrical head. It's sort of very long and round. Her eyes are very close together. Her mouth is not horizontal, but vertical. And she is simply covered in some sort of ever-present slime or viscous. You're not entirely sure what it is. She's not anything to look at. You might have even been frightened of her the first time you saw her, but it is something that you eventually get used to. And she has 2 elongated fingers, one on each hand. The middle finger is extremely long, with 1 long, dark, again, nail covered in some slime of some kind. But you see her face sort of shift and change as if something has occurred that you are unaware of. And she holds her hand up to Katarina and to you, sort of shifts it over like this. And she says, I'm afraid there will be no more performances today, Halcyon.
That is fine, then we will go back.
You will stay here. Katarina, you will return to your room until I call for you. And Katarina, without a word, bows deeply in her peasant dress and absconds. Remember, Halcyon, I have given you everything. Don't let anyone take that from you.
Of course. It only makes sense.
Does the 4 of you and Talia and Nastinka, Talia carrying Nastinka, land in this place? Well, it doesn't really look all that different from where you just were. Except maybe as if time has moved forward here a little bit and everything is more rusted, more decayed. If you take a closer look around you, you see it's a little bit unnatural. You see souvenirs, toys of like unicorns and sort of like happy figurines that are sort of melted into the trees and the rusted food stalls here in unnatural ways. A lot of things are melted, hanging over branches, like a Salvador Dali painting. But in general, you feel fine here. You don't feel... In fact, Leoni, you don't feel a loss of blood here. You don't feel dizzy or like there's anything wrong with you. No one does. Manny, suddenly you feel extremely clear-headed. There's no anxiety riddling your body at all. And JJ, you don't feel the hunger here. The hunger, the beast, is gone. And anyone who had any injuries, you may heal them. And Xanthippe, your feelings of anxiety and depression evaporated, gone.
It's quiet.
What is this place?
Someplace with a lot of temptation.
Yes.
The best traps are laid with honey, not vinegar.
I feel better than I felt in weeks.
That should be the problem.
Decades.
Talia cracks her neck. She says, I need to put Nastinka somewhere where she can heal at least the physical parts of her body. It will take time, not a lot. If you want to find Lou, walk to the Ferris wheel. And as I mentioned, you notice that no matter where you look in this place, you see the Ferris wheel and the great green balefire in front of it.
How long do you need?
I don't know. I just know what she's told me. Yell if you need me.
I'll take point. If we want to move.
I certainly don't want to get lost here.
Agreed. If she already knows that we're here, then we should stick as close as possible to each other.
I would like to get out as soon as we can, because I have a feeling I very much would like to stay here.
Talia says, the way you get out is the way we got in. But that doesn't mean she can't stop you from leaving. I don't think she will, but I don't know much about them.
Understood. Gripping the wrought iron poker tightly.
Leoni has the other one, by the way.
Yes, I do.
So, you all make your way towards the Ferris wheel, and that is when you approach what looks like something out of Alice in Wonderland. It's a long table. It's sort of pressed against a raised up dais. There's not actual chairs here. It's sort of like marble seating. It's the only nice, pristine, not rotting thing in here. And that is when you see Lou, as I have described her, cylindrical head and strange appendages. And next to her, seated lower, however, drinking tea, smiling, looking rather happy, is Halcyon.
Sion, you're here. This is...
Yes, I am. Welcome. I didn't expect to see all of you. You're missing one, aren't you?
Yes, and JJ's got the rosary kind of wrapped around his fist and has been playing with it. He's staying with the cow.
Well, I'm sorry, Lou. Would it be okay to invite them to the table?
It would be rude if we didn't offer them some tea, wouldn't it?
It would be. Come, sit down. There's tea for all of us here, and I know the sugar cubes here are much, much more, better, I would say. Better for you.
I've been trying to get you to go to coffee with me for a while now, but seems as though you've been here.
I didn't get any of those messages.
It's funny because you responded.
That's not Halcyon's fault. Nastinka didn't want you to worry about him. As you can see, he's perfectly safe.
You have a funny way of showing perfectly safe.
I mean, I feel better here. You don't understand, or maybe you do. I can paint again. I mean, look at this. Look at the colors.
She puts a slimy hand on your shoulder. They haven't agreed to sit at our table yet, Halcyon.
I'm sorry. Please. I mean, I don't bite. Lou hasn't. At least not to me, so...
The only one amongst them who bites Halcyon is the prodigal in the hat.
It is generally considered bad form to take a gift from a furry.
You entered my home without an invitation. You are currently using my glamour to heal someone. My glamour is healing all of you as you are here. I think the least you could do is sit at my table.
Now that we've defined the parameters of our transaction, I would be happy to sit.
She leans over to you, Halcyon. This one is an academic.
I remember.
Bad air pressure.
It was a good day.
I've already accepted a gift from one of you before, and it did not end well for me. It still technically has not ended well for me.
Are you sure? The feats that you did inside of that fighting pit, well, that's some of your best work, isn't it? The way you could focus and shoot that shifter. Inspired, isn't it?
It wasn't hers though. It was taken from something.
She looks at Halcyon and she smiles with that mouth that's the wrong way. And she says, sometimes it needs to be taken so that you can experience it again for the first time.
What a novelty.
I don't expect you to understand, Manfred. But I see the way that your mind lights up when you read about entropic decay. It's like a symphony in your brain.
And so you can imagine how unstimulating it is in a place where you do not allow anything to change.
Would anyone like some tea? And it's at that point, Pastor Luca, that you land with a thud into the freehold here. You see Talia is here with Nastinka. She's leaned over her and sort of just trying to make her as comfortable as she can. Even though Nastinka is unconscious, it can't answer her. And she turns around, viciously to see you, expecting to see something else. You're not sure what she might be expecting to see here. And the scene is as I described you. And as soon as you land in here, you may remove all of your damage. You feel like you've just, someone gave you a youth potion and you just aged down 20 years. You feel fantastic.
Do I see my friends in the distance?
No, but you see a Ferris wheel in the distance. And Talia turns back to Nastinka and she says, there, walk towards the Ferris wheel, you'll find them. Scream if you need me.
I will not need you. I will walk.
Now I need to know who is sitting at the table and who is not.
I think Xanthopy is going to wait until the others have sat down watching what happens.
Okay.
And she's going to be the last.
Manfred, are you sitting? Leoni?
Leoni is gonna look at Manny and she's gonna nod to him like she has some plan forming and will sit next to him.
JJ?
No. After the biting comment, JJ is, the dissociation is not working like it normally does here. So JJ's going to politely decline. He'll even say so. I think it would be in the best interest of everyone if I stayed a bit away.
But what is in your best interest?
I don't get to decide that anymore.
Would you like to?
What do you mean?
Would you like to decide what is in your best interest?
That's what I've been trying to do.
She gestures to a seat. I'd like to talk about it.
I can stand and talk. Like I said, it would be bad manners if I didn't do well with the conversation.
No. And it would be a shame if someone took away all your hopes about destroying Alyosha, wouldn't it?
Leoni's gonna now look to JJ and at that same steely look, kind of nod at him.
Come on. You've been trying to invite me to coffee. Think of it as me, making it up to you.
Right. And JJ's gonna take a seat.
Once JJ sits down, because Zan was going to stand with him, once JJ sits down, Zan will reluctantly take a seat, but not letting her eyes off Lou.
And Luca, this is the scene you come upon. All of the members of your cell sitting with Halcyon and a creature that you could only describe as something out of a nightmare. Not a fairy that you would imagine in your mind.
Are we to dine with the devil today, Doctor?
Not if I have anything to say about it.
I'm sorry, there's no food to be had here. And no devil either. Not here, anyway.
I'm fine. I'm better than fine. I'll be perfectly honest. I was waiting to see if you were here, too. You helped me the most, and I wanted you to see me this way. I can paint again.
Yes, Halcyon, you can give them a demonstration. The doctor thinks that we do not create anything new, but show him how wrong he is. Paint for us the scene that you see here now.
Of course.
You will not take my image.
No, it's not your image that's important, Doctor.
No,
It's never
it's
been.
my soul.
And Lou reaches out a sticky, slimy hand towards you, Manfred. I didn't tell him to paint your image. I said to paint what he sees here now. How little you know of his talent.
It's not his talent that concerns me, Lou.
Halcyon, never listen to the detractors. Please, for me.
I'm just gonna start painting.
Priest, you are welcome at my table. I insist upon it, in fact, as you are a stranger in my home.
Insist what you like. I'm not here at your behest. I will just shift the rifle off my shoulder to Xanthopy and hold the flamethrower at the ready position.
There's a bit of a look of like relief on Xanthopy's face as she will take the rifle and kind of keep it at her side.
But Pastor, don't you want to help all of those girls? All the ones who are going to drown?
What do you have to do with it?
Nothing. I just know how to help. In the same way I know how to help every one of you seated here, in the same way that I helped Halcyon.
Yes.
Speak, monster, or burn.
Please, sit at my table.
Lou said there's no food here.
No,
And Halcyon's been gone for...
6 weeks.
Yeah, like...
He looks more robust than he did the last time you saw him, when he was just eating, like, old Flammkuchen and absinthe.
Yeah.
4 successes.
So what Halcyon paints is not the images of you. It's rather sort of visceral representations of the colors that you invoke in him. Maybe when you speak, or maybe your presence, or maybe what you sound like to him. Could you describe what colors you would have assigned to everyone?
There are emotions that seem to be invoked in everybody's voice that Halcyon would pick up on. Even something so simple as potential fear or regret or confusion or any sort of disdain for this entire scenery. All of it is swirled in. There are darker greens and reds, colors that don't really match together, but they are, besides Christmas, but they are here together in this weird amalgamation, as well as these hues that generate kind of like almost a sickly glow, but also enveloped in kind of violet and purple and maroon, almost like a hug around any sort of sickness there is. There is also the idea of brown, gray, black, darkness that seems to be very, very straightforward and strict, yet flowing blues, flowing light colors and light greens, light blues that swirl around it, mixing together with it. And similarly, a lot of the color theory doesn't even make sense to in parts of the painting where it shouldn't mix. The colors shouldn't mix that way, and yet there are more distinct, vibrant neons that coat darker shades as well. But that's kind of the entire group.
Mm-hmm. So as Halcyon finishes painting as it paints, all of you notice, and she's trying to get Luca to sit down, all of you notice that something pulls itself out of the wall of this sort of dais. It has moth wings in its eyes. You don't think it can see anything. You're not sure. And it's very gray and pale in color, very small, but has the appendages of a person, the figure of a humanoid. And it pulls itself away from the wall and comes over to Lou and whispers something in a language that you don't know. And Lou nods. And it then puts itself back into the wall. And she says, "You see, Doctor, a new creation from a brilliant mind. We can discuss all of your issues that I can solve for you, or at least help you solve. And then you may leave my freehold, unharmed as when you walked in. Of course, any harm that you had when you walked in will return to you when you leave, unless you'd like to stay. That can also be arranged."
Because there's always a catch, isn't there?
I don't know. Halcyon, what is the catch?
I can't fail to see that there is.
What about your friends? What about the things that you wanted to bring into the world, Halcyon, that we talked about? What about... You've been gone for over a month.
But you don't understand. I am bringing all the things that I want to bring in the world here. And my friends, if anything, I'd wish for them to come here.
And he is not without friends. And she holds an arm out, and all of you watch this very beautiful young woman with dark hair, green eyes, and very sharp facial features walk out. She's wearing a peasant dress, barefooted. And of course, Manfred, you recognize her. It is Katarina. She has not aged in the 7 years that she has been gone. And she walks over to Lou, walks right past you, doesn't look at you, and she sits on Lou's lap.
See, there is a lot of darkness outside. I don't need to deal with any of that. Not here. all the hopelessness, the feigned control that I had of my life. Everything that was given and taken from me, from Violette, I would say. All of that is gone. A memory, a distant memory that I don't need to think about anymore.
And Lou says, the nasty prodigals. Of course, Leoni knows all about it too, don't you? Sometimes you still wake up sweating, feeling her blood in your veins. That's what they do to you, don't they?
It is. It's a beautiful painting, Halcyon.
Thank you.
I would love to see what you could do when Lou doesn't tell you to paint.
When I paint, it's for Lou.
But not yourself.
What's the difference?
Freedom, individuality, your own personal happiness. She's going to look to Lou as she says that.
Lou doesn't have a lot of facial tics or anything, but Katarina is frowning deeply. This woman is frowning deeply, and she says to Lou, I don't like the way they're talking. Make them leave. And Lou sort of goes, shh. They are our guests, although one of them still will not sit at the table with us.
Leoni kind of just continues, kind of disregarding Lou. She says, I can only imagine what Violette did to you. I can empathize in a way. And yes, it would make you want to run away to someplace better, where you don't have to think about it or remember it. But see, that's the thing with abusers. They take advantage of when we're vulnerable. They take away what's ours and then give it back like it's a gift. I believe there's a term for it, Herr Dr. Love Bombing.
I am not a psychologist, but this sounds correct. I've seen enough.
It's just because you don't understand the situation.
People have understood your situation for thousands of years, Halcyon. You gave us a piece of art. Can I give one to you now? A poem. Or rather,
Sure.
an excerpt from one. I believe the man's name was William Allingham. Verses 4 and 5. They stole little Bridget for 7 years long. When she came down again, her friends were all gone. They took her lightly back. Between night and morrow, they thought that she was fast asleep, but she was dead with sorrow. They kept her ever since, deep within the lake, on the bed of flag leaves, watching till she wakes. By the craggy hillside, through mosses bare, they've planted thorn trees for pleasure here and there. Is any man so daring as to dig them up in spite? He shall find their sharpest thorns in his bed at night. This is what they give you. Nothing more, nothing less.
Why would I need anything more?
Because this is not living, Halcyon. You're hiding from what the world really is.
Lou sort of bangs down on her chair, or on the side of the marble here. Just, I have reached the end of my patience, of my hospitality. I have asked you all to sit at this table. Some of you are still resisting. You are strangers in my land, and I can eject you at any time. If you would like me to do so and close the freehold, I shall. This is not a round table. This is not an open discussion anymore. I gave you ample opportunity to be polite.
Leoni will look to Luca and say, right, it's only polite to do what they want us to, right? And she'll, flick her eyes to a chair.
We came here with a purpose.
Are you sitting down, Luca?
I'll take a seat and say, you see, no, Halcyon. The kindness has limits. The love has limits.
It has limits to someone who comes into my house uninvited.
Did Aaron Coleman come into your house uninvited?
That is not a name known to me.
Maybe Elixir. Perhaps then she's had so many pets she doesn't remember his name?
You came here with a purpose. Speak it now.
We came here riding on a pale horse for you, Lou.
You came here with a shifter and an unconscious changeling and your flamethrower and your rifle and your cold iron pokers to kill me. Do I have that correct?
Today is your last day.
Well, I'm not looking for today to be my last day. So, I suggest that you all take what it is that you want from here, save my life, and you are free to leave and never return.
You said if we leave here, everything goes back to how it was before we entered. Yes? Did I hear you correctly?
How you exist outside of this freehold is how you will exist when you leave it.
So someone who's been here for a month and a half with no food. Or longer. He's looking at Katarine. Would go back to how it was.
It stands to reason. Of course, I could stay in Berlin and help each of you with a problem, and you leave.
And what would that cost be?
You don't take anything.
And I'll look over at everyone. I don't know about you all. I'll take my chances with my problems, and I'll look to Halcyon. I would rather take what I would like to rescue.
You might be willing to risk yourself to solve your own problems. What about your family? What about Lena and Garibold, Isolde and Horst? Would you risk them?
You are exactly like her.
I'm not. You came here. But I could help you stop her.
I'm sure you could. And then what? I'd be under your chain and collar?
I told you. I help you with a problem, and you leave and cannot come back. You take nothing.
I have no problems that I can't handle on my own.
You would be very wrong. Lysander Winters has his eye on you, and you have already felt his power.
What do you mean?
The deal needs to be struck. One way or the other.
For me, I have a plan.
It will not work. Not in the way that you want it to. You will have done nothing but take another life.
I would like to insight check Lou about that.
Everyone may.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I will thank
closed
you, but
JJ
I
out
will
of fear.
also.
Whoops.
I will thank you, but I have nothing in insight. So,
My insight's ass. I'm gonna do it anyway.
so what would it be? What
What's
plus?
an insight? My insight
wits?
is
Okay.
ass.
Do I use hunger dice?
I have 2 whole dice
No.
here.
No hunger
Oh,
dice.
Oh my god.
You can't frenzy in here. You can't get
Can
hungry.
I rouse the blood?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, good. Let's see how. Okay, if I am on the outside, we're gonna have we're a
Xanthippe?
3.
You roll? 1. Mm-hmm. Luca, did you roll?
No.
Yeah, okay. You don't have to. Leoni, did you roll?
Yes, I only got 3.
I panicked and forgot basic math. Hold on. Okay, so I got a non-messy crit because no hunger dice. So that's 4, 5, 7.
You and Manny can both tell that she's not lying. Xanthippe and Leoni are not sure. But with your low wits and insight, you can see that the dais is vibrating, or rather the sound of fluttering wings is coming from everywhere in the dais.
Xanthippe's going to look towards Leoni and just be like trying to point that out.
Yeah, Lainey's going to say, calling in friends, coming up with a contingency.
They are not friends of mine.
To answer your question, no, I will not accept your help. I will take what I want.
I'm already damned then. I don't wish to be twice damned. There's help for people. I would consider the deal. So no more innocent people get hurt.
She holds her hand out to you with that one long middle finger. Katarina still on her lap.
And to be clear, it's not for me anymore. You said those girls were drowned. And JJ's looking at Luca. And it's gonna pass the rosary back. Do we understand each other?
You speaking to Lou?
Mm-hmm.
She doesn't take your hand. You can say whatever it is that you want to say, whatever you think it is. Asking about the fish guy. But as she reaches out and you reach out, it doesn't really matter what you say. She doesn't make a connection with your hand. Rather, all of you would experience sort of a blip. Lou and JJ sort of blip out of existence and blip back into existence in a blink of an eye. But in that blip, when you are alone with Lou in this void, Lou says to you, if you want to turn back the clock and become who you were before you met the man at Bergane, you must seek out those you hate the most. The ones just like you. They can help you. And when JJ blips back onto the dais, they're then gone. And JJ, you arrive outside of the freehold. And it is closed. No. This portal is closed to you.
No. That's not what I... God damn it.
And of course the hunger is back. You have to put yourself back at 1 hunger, JJ. Or 2 hunger, whatever you were at.
3!
That's back. So, Leoni, you've rejected the deal. They accepted the deal. And I have given them help helped them solve their problem.
That was his choice.
And by your own admission, you only needed to make a deal with one of us. If we all took the first deal, then you would leave, but if one of us took the other, you would stay. I see you're very crafty. Of course, you must be ancient.
Compared to you.
You've been a parasite for so long.
Halcyon, do you wish to leave? You're muted, honey.
Go back out there. To be honest, of them all, I thought JJ should have stayed. He would have liked it here.
He would not have been ultimately as happy here as you.
That would be unfortunate.
Halcyon, can I ask you a question?
Sure.
I know you say you're happy. I'm sure you're feeling much better than you did before, especially with the sugar cube you were given. But are you content to leave everything behind and not experience a life worth living outside from under the thumb of someone else?
If you could feel how I feel right now, and you tell me that I could never feel that ever again, what is this life worth living then?
I know that there's magic here. That's obvious. But how do you know you won't feel it if you don't try?
Now, the whole grass is greener on the other side.
Not even that.
Because I've tried. You know I've tried.
I know you tried. And I know you were taken advantage of over and over and over again. And you were not allowed to live. It's time to live for yourself. You deserve that. You're worth that.
And Katarina stands up immediately and she runs over to you, Halcyon, and she says, "Please, don't go. It might be so long before Lou finds someone else who wants to stay with us. I don't want to be alone again."
Why would you stay someone who makes you feel lonely? Who isolates you from the people you love?
I don't think it's isolation if we're already with the people that we love.
I spent 7 years looking for you, Kati.
Who are you?
You see, Halcyon, this is my sister. This is Katarina.
No,
Oh, no,
you
very
cannot
good.
be little Manfred. He's younger than me, smaller than me.
You've been here for 7 years, Kati. I'm to be a father. You're to have a niece or a nephew. Someone to teach the violin to. Someone that would have been named for you if I thought you were dead. But I held on hope. I looked for you. And he'll rip the necklace off his neck and toss it to her. I looked for you every day.
And Katarina gets very upset suddenly. She's almost juvenile in the way that she acts. And you're yelling at her, and she hasn't had someone yell at her in so long. And she starts crying loudly and running away.
That's what would happen to you, Halcyon. My sister is dead. I will name my daughter after her. That is what would happen to you.
And Lou says, "There will be no daughter. Not for you."
Save your sick tongue. I don't need the soothsaying of a bog witch.
If it is Katarina that you seek, if that is the problem that you want to solve, of course it is not your largest problem, but it is a problem I can solve much more easily for you. You may take her with you.
No. My sister's gone. I have something else I want to take.
And what would that be?
I want your glamour, Lou. All of it.
When you say that, she begins dissipating. And the freehold around you starts to rumble and crack. Leoni, please restore all of your damage. Luca, restore all of your damage as well. You hear Katarina screaming from somewhere. You also hear Talia screaming, calling you a bunch of fuckers, we need to go now.
What did you do?
I'm gonna push up from the table and run over to Halcyon.
You're woozy.
From
a lot of blood loss.
Whoa. Never mind. I'm gonna just blink and look at Halcyon as sharply as I can. Say, it's gonna be okay. We need to go.
Halcyon,
I will make sure it's okay.
You're starting to become emaciated. You're starving. You haven't had anything to drink. Your skin and your lips start drying up. And I need to know what the action of everyone is. And we're going to start with Leoni. Actually, I'm lying. We're going to start with Halcyon. I'm sorry, I'm lying. I do that.
How do I feel about my, the creativity side of things?
So, you don't feel like as you've lost your creativity, but it's not really something that you can think about in the moment. At the moment, you're dying.
Yeah.
Of starvation and dehydration.
There's nothing else on my mind. Even as I feel like I am physically wasting away at this point.
Then to answer that question, you feel like your creativity that you had here in the Freehold, even though it's not as vibrant as it was in the Freehold, it feels the way it was before you consumed the sugar cube.
Okay. I'll sink into my chair and stare at Manfred and just... You killed me. I guess it was a good day. I could never feel the air pressure in here.
I know. And Manfred will sit the gun down on the table. If you want to end it quicker, no one would blame you.
You don't really have time to have these conversations because this place is breaking down rapidly. Leoni, what are you doing?
Leoni is taking steps, but steadying herself, and she's going to say, please, someone grab Halcyon. She's gonna go to the closest person and steady herself.
Closest person would be Luca, who is also as unsteady as you. Maybe even unsteadier.
I have a stupid question.
Yeah. I love it.
I have the perk shield for my artifact.
Mm-hmm.
Would that protect?
No. The reality that was being powered by the glamour of this place is breaking this reality down. It's not going to exist anymore because it was powered solely by the power of Lou and the power of the glamour that she was feeding into the Balefire. The Balefire is out. The Freehold is dead.
You would try to get Halcyon out.
Okay? You're going to try and get Halcyon out. Leoni is leaning on you, and you're already extremely injured. If you roll me a very, very high strength in athletics, meaning above 7, I'll allow it.
Xanthopy is also here and not hurt at all and very strong and can carry people.
Yeah. I'm going in order here. Manfred, what are you doing?
He's going for Katarina.
Okay. You go searching for her. You heard her screaming, and she has almost collapsed into a pile of sort of goo and bones and skin.
I'm going to take you home. And he's going to try and take what he can.
She's rapidly deteriorating, but you can try and grab what you can.
Yeah.
And Xanthopy.
She's going to look to Luca and Leoni. I can grab one of you, or Halcyon.
Take Halcyon. I'll be fine.
No other questions asked. Xanthopy runs up to where Halcyon is sat down, and she's going to scoop him up and attempt to princess carry him out.
Okay, Halcyon, you're going to try and put a resistance to this? It's going to be real hard for you.
I'm going to put a hand on the gun that's on the table.
Perfect.
As soon as she tries, I'm gonna have the hand on the gun. Leave. Just leave. And you see him rest one weary finger on the trigger.
He's made his choice.
Okay. There is an absolute look of decision paralysis. But as she hears Leoni say that, she's going to nod and then let Halcyon go. And then look to Luca and Leoni and offer her arms to help steady both of them.
Take her out of here.
I'll go. I got people to protect.
Okay. So Leoni, Xanthopy, Manny with his stuff. Luca, you're not leaving?
I'm staying with Halcyon.
Everybody flees out of the freehold, goes through. You see Talia does not take Nastinka with her. She is completely broken and sobbing. And she's sort of just waiting at the pool. She keeps looking back at Nastinka to see if she's going to wake up. And of course she's not. It was not enough time. The freehold is closed and Nastinka is not going to recover from this injury. And she's sort of just waiting for all of you to go through, almost in despair herself. But eventually she does go through the hole after Manfred and Leoni and Xanthopy go through. And Luca, you sit there with Halcyon as the reality of this place begins to crumble and break. It's loud. It lasts not as long as you expect it to, and yet it lasts a very long time, both simultaneously. And eventually where you're sitting, all of that evaporates away. And you find yourselves outside in the real world in the Spreepark in front of the Ferris wheel. And Halcyon looks like he has passed. JJ, of course, you're here. You're watching this. You see everyone sort of just appear out of this black hole, crawl up through it. And you see Halcyon looking the way that he does. It looks like he's passed. And you are the only person, if you so choose, who could save him.
JJ doesn't want to damn anybody to this kind of existence. It would be trading one master for another, and Halcyon would be that. It would be a slave to the blood again. it would be something Halcyon couldn't come back from, JJ thinks. So he wouldn't embrace Halcyon.
So all of you are looking at the person you were trying to save. We're all human here. Well, almost all of us. And you could point fingers at who's to blame for this. You could be angry at God or the world or Halcyon for not fighting harder, whatever it is. But at the moment, all of you and Talia are here. Nastinka's body, for whatever reason, didn't come back through the freehold. And you're not quite sure why, if that's a changeling thing. You would have no way of knowing why it wouldn't. But at the moment, I would like Luca, Manfred, Xanthippe, and Leoni to fall into despair. Because although your quarry was found and removed, it came at an exceptional cost.
JJ is still crying. With the knowledge that the plan was never going to work. And now there's another, in his mind, another dead person. Because of him, he's going to bend down and pick up Halcyon's body. And looking at their faces, he wants to ask what happened. But unless anybody provides any information, he won't pry. He's very hungry right now. And we're going to take Halcyon back to the van.
I think after letting Leoni down, gently, of course, Xanthippe is going to just... I assume there's a tree still.
The treehouse?
Near
yes.
here.
Mm-hmm.
She's going to just kind of sit there, her back against the tree, and watch as JJ takes Halcyon away. Her eyes 1,000-yard staring. Then looking at Talia and thinking of what she did to Nastinka and realizing all the emotions, the realizations that these creatures also have feelings, emotions, relationships, deeper things that she didn't understand quite before. And she's just going to sit. She's not going to cry. She's not going to scream, yell, do anything other than just sit there and watch.
How much of Kati is left?
It is dust now.
You just shuffle as much of it as you can into that messenger bag that he brought with him. And then he would just wrap his arms around Talia and cry.
You wrap your arms around Talia. She looks shocked and angry. And she doesn't hug you back. And she sort of holds her head up without touching you and cries silently to herself. You feel her hot, angry tears land on you.
We should go. I'll take you to Elva.
I have somewhere else I have to be. I'll send my brother. No one's going to vote for him anyway.
You're always welcome in my home.
She sort of shoves you off. You watch her turn into a small dog, not a wolf. She looks like a golden retriever. She runs off into the woods, into the wooded area.
JJ's gonna come back. We need to leave.
Yeah. Am I still welcome in your home?
Of course you are.
I can't go to my parents like this.
We'll go back home. I have to make a quick stop, but I can take you all back and we can get patched up.
So as you all drive, Leoni, how does it feel knowing that this is how your hunt ended? This hunt, anyway.
When you were describing, like, who to point the finger at, who to be angry with, and then you mentioned Halcyon for not fighting hard enough, what came to mind was that he's the last person to blame. It's them. It's the creatures that hold us down and feed off of us in one way or another. And sure, they're not all like that. They're individuals like anybody else, but the ones that are monsters need to be killed.
What about you, Luca? She knew about this creature in the canals. Do you regret not asking her more about it?
He didn't have the chance to. Nisha was right. God is dead.
How do you feel at the end of this hunt? Lost someone you swore to protect? Manny said to you that you gave him a false promise, that you promised you would fix this for him, and he said that you couldn't, and he turned out to be right. Of course, he also turned out to be the person, whatever it is that he said, forced this to happen. Forced the choice on everyone. How does that make you feel?
He's angry. There's no patience left with him. He tried after the conversation since confronting JJ to be amicable to these people and to work with them, let them speak. He knew that he was operating out of a place that they couldn't understand or accept, so he was quiet a lot. He put his morals, his ideals on the back burner to try to work with these people. He will not be doing that again.
Would you be interested in changing your drive?
Yes.
I would like you to change it to either pride or vengeance.
I think pride is quite apt.
Manny, how do you feel? Is there any guilt in Manny for what has occurred here?
No. He just pulled the plug on the machine. All of these people, everything that came from Lou, it was already dead, it was poisoned. She was the source of the poison, and why should I ended the continued suffering. Just because their bodies weren't catching up with the suffering they were going through does not mean that they were not suffering. And to put an end to that suffering is a noble calling.
Luca, you may remove yourself from your own despair. You're not in it anymore if you change your drive. And I feel like the answer you gave me does, and I feel the same way for you, Manny. I would like you to change your drive from curiosity to envy. And what about you, Xanthopy?
A lot of what I said for her at the tree is still the same here. And there's now another name to add to her list that she says every night. Of those that she failed. Of those that she saw die. Even if they didn't know each other for long, Halcyon was a member around them. He was somebody who was important, who had a life, dreams, ambition, and they were taken away from him by one of these creatures. She's upset. She's thinking, I guess not too dissimilar from what Leoni is thinking, in that these are more individuals, thinking of Talia and how complex things are, thinking of Nastinka, but then also the doubling down on they are also monsters, thinking of Lou. And there's anger boiling in her blood over this.
It still sounds very similar to the vengeance drive, so there will be no change there, as does Leonie's to the atonement drive.
And pride.
Then please change your drive to vengeance. Leonie's, yours is atonement, is that correct?
Yes.
Yours still sounds like atonement. Now, as you all drive, we are going to pick up this story for a second season, but we are also going to pick up for a very special epilogue a few months into the future from these events. Since this is the end, though, of the Chronicle, for now, I would like to thank everybody for being here. I'm so sorry to end on a bummer note. I try not to end on a bummer note, but we're here. We're doing it. Avery's really trying to push for me to awaken Manny into being an asshole mage. So we're going to go around and everyone can, say their stuff and do their things as they always do. So we're going to start with Gilbert, because Gilbert's to my immediate right.
Hello, I am Gilbert Ramos, aka Ramos the Nomad on all the social media. I am CEO and founder of Rolling Nomads, and I have had the pleasure of being Luca Wolfenbarger.
Has it been a pleasure?
His mans did nothing.
That's not true. If it's not obvious by all the hints I've made, with Luca specifically, second season, we're going to be taking on Fish Guy. With less help than I was planning on giving you, but we'll do it, and it won't end in a bummer note this time. I swear, I promise. Avery.
Hey, what's up, everybody? It's me, Avery, at Averydaboi on all the social media platforms. I stream on Twitch sometimes. I do a bunch of other stuff. But it has been my distinct pleasure to play Herr Dr. Manfred von Obergefell, the Inquisitive Creed hunter.
The burping hunter. Michael, thank you so much for coming back and breaking all of our hearts. I'm sorry.
Thank you.
I'm sorry that I forced you into starvation and dehydration, like, real fast.
No, it was perfect. I enjoyed it so much. I am Asterisk VTuber. You can call me Aster or Michael. I am a composer, singer, voice actor, and writer, and I was very, very fortunate to be part of this as Halcyon, the now dead
Rip. Rip, buddy.
Gould artist, former
The
Gould
corpse.
artist.
The corpse. I'm sorry, Ramos. I know. I can see it in your eyes. I was like, you're like, I'm bummed, man. I'm bummed out about this.
My boy.
It was very fun. It's not the first time I played a guy that ends up dying in a TTRPG, and it won't be the last. So,
Rachel.
Hi, everybody. I'm the Azure Butterfly, Azure for short, or simply Rachel. I'm a variety streamer on Twitch and a production coordinator on Rolling Nomads. And for this Chronicle, I had the bittersweet pleasure of playing Xanthopy Winters, the now Vengeance Martial Creed hunter.
Thank you. Luna.
I'm Luna, or Druid by Night. You can find me at Druid by Night on TikTok, Twitter. No, not Twitter. Blue Sky. Wow. Woo. TikTok,
old.
Blue Sky, and Twitch. I do social media stuff for the Rolling Nomads. You probably saw my understudy Midnight make an appearance several times this episode.
Understudy. So social media is just a performance? Is that what you're saying?
Oh no, no understudy for the Chronicles.
thought you've been understudy as a social media manager.
And I have been Leoni Beck, the Underground Creed Atonement Drive Hunter, and I just want to say that you are worth it.
And Az.
Well, hey there, everybody. How we feeling? I'm as I was on the social media, because I'm funny. We're switching that up, but you know what? I'm still the previous intern at Rolling Nomads. Sometimes Huddy's assistant.
All the
And
time,
for
Huddy's
this-
assistant.
Yeah, all the time Huddy's assistant. And for this chronicle, I have been Jakob Jacques Fleidrich, the Thin Blood, who will continue to be a Thin Blood.
I don't know. Maybe try and
Well,
figure
no,
out what the hell Lou
maybe.
was talking about.
Yeah, it's fine. We're fine.
And I'm
Murderer.
Huddy. And I'm Huddy. Obviously the worst storyteller ever because I just bummed out this group of awesome people. They were hoping one of them was going to die because I kept saying that Hunter is a place where people die, but they didn't think that the special guest would die, and that bummed everybody out. Special behind the scenes fact, Halcyon was supposed to die in the previous episode that he was in, but we decided to switch that up, and I'm glad because you're awesome, Michael. I gotta bring you into other games and have you die. It's just to bum everyone out every once in a while.
Professional dying guy. Yeah, there we go.
Professional dying guy. Put that on your CV.
Yeah.
Thank you, everyone. We'll be back with another chronicle, with an Elder Chronicle, a special Elder Chronicle coming immediately after this, which will all lead into Berlin Bloodlines Season 2. Because I have a problem and I can't stop storytelling. Anyway, thank you, everybody.